Hey, welcome back to part 5 of this series of the drum grooves from Journey's Don't Stop Believing. So, as a bit of a recap from part 1, we looked at what an open groove is as opposed to a normal closed groove. We looked at a hand exercise, the 8 in the hand, for building the strength, for want of a better word, with a non-dominant hand. In part 2, we looked at the first groove that appears in the track, which is in the first chorus. In part 3, we looked at the structure of the intro. We also covered off the fill that leads us into the first groove. And then we also looked at the second groove as well, which is the groove that's in the intro to verse 2 and also verse 2 itself. In part 4, we looked at the groove in the second chorus, and now finally in part 5. We're looking at the groove that goes through the guitar solo and the out chorus. Now, the difference between this one and the previous grooves that we've looked at is that this one is in a 4-bar phrase, whereas the previous ones were just in a 2-bar phrase. As I mentioned before, the grooves are getting busier as we go through. All the links and everything are in the below the email. Also, not below the email, below the video. And feel free to download all those lesson notes. Okay, cool. So let's jump in. So the right hand is getting busier here. I'm just going to look at the right hand first. Let's go with the first bar of this 4-bar phrase. Okay, we've got a backbeat on 2 on the snare drum. 1, 2. We've got an and of 3 on the bell of the ride cymbal. 3 and 4 on the mid tom. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Adding in the hi-hat and the kick, super nice and slow and steady, we'll get this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'll do that once more. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. Moving on to the second bar of this 4-bar phrase. We start off with 2 8. So again, I'm just looking at the right hand. We start off with 2 bells on the ride. 1 and 2 backbeat on the snare. 3 back to the bell on the ride. 4 on the snare drum. The and the 4 on the floor tom tom. Okay, so we're going to get 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. Again. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. If I add the hi-hat in with that and also the kick, dead nice and slow, we'll get this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. Again. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. Bar 3 of this 4-bar phrase. We're going to get bell on the and of 1. a backbeat on 2, a bell on 3, and the mid-tom on 4. Okay, so the right hand is going to sound like this. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Once more. 1 and 2, 3, 4. And again. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Adding in the kick and the hi-hat. Super slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4. Again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then finally, the fourth bar of this phrase. We start off again with 2 eighth notes on the bell. 1 and backbeat on 2. 2. Back to the bell on 3. The and of 3. We're on the high tom. The downbeat of beat 4. Back to the snare drum. The and of 4. We're on the floor tom. So the right hand here is going to sound like this. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Once more. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Okay. Once more. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Adding in the hi-hat and the kick, super slow, we'll get this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Again. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. And once more. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Okay, so there's the 4 bars. All right. So all these lesson notes are below the video. The links to the previous parts are also below the video as well, so you can download and go and check those out. I hope this has been really useful. I hope you get some fun playing this track. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video real soon. Cheers.